Here we are. This is the Daily Weekly Podcast. Hello, welcome back.
Yep, that's the intro, Bradley.
I already went off script when I have it right in front of me.
Yep.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Weekly Podcast.
We'll be sharing our thoughts on a variety of movies and TV shows.
And of course, we'll be discussing the latest entertainment news.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Bradley.
God, it's been so long since we've done that together.
It has. It has been a long... It must have been roughly a year, right?
Yeah, I can't think when the last time we did I know we've done one or two podcasts in person, but...
Yeah.
We haven't done this kind of traditional over the interwebs podcast in a long time.
Yeah, it has been a long time since we've done it this way, the original way.
But
yeah,
as the viewers and listeners can hopefully tell, we've brought back some of the OG graphics and things, if I can hopefully find the assets for them. So this is going to be a very it's going to be a throwback of a podcast.
Yeah.
And there's good reason for that. And what is that reason, Bradley?
That is because this episode marks 2 years since the first episode and the start of the Daily Weekly as a thing, basically.
Yeah, I mean, 2 years, that is a long time to be doing anything.
It is. And, like we were just saying before we started recording, that it hasn't been, the smoothest of sailing voyages, but the fact that we're still here doing it's surprising.
We've stuck to our guns, and see, when we first started this, that was the one thing that I thought could end this, us just giving up on it. But
yeah,
to be fair, like in 2 years, like we've had our moments of giving up. I left for a bit and then came back, but
yeah, and
overall, like, we're here still.
Exactly. Like even the last few months this year, it's not been the same as what it was maybe last year, but the fact that I could have given up and then that's it. Nobody would be doing anything for a few months, but
yeah,
still here.
We're here, and to be honest, I think I don't know about you, but personally, in terms of notes, I haven't got many, so this is pretty much just going to be a bit of a chatty podcast, and
I have
rambling about things.
Yeah, I have a few notes. So I guess this episode might be more enjoyable if you're like an old listener, an OG fan. If you're new, then welcome. It's not always like this. It used to be. It isn't at the moment, but hey, who knows? So
welcome, but this probably isn't the best podcast to start off with.
No, go back and listen to some of the other ones. There's been some exciting topics.
Yeah, listen to all 50 of them, or however many we have now.
I think there's around 50.
Yeah, I was having a look at the podcast channel playlist, and there's about 50 over 3 seasons.
Yeah,
I did air quotes, and you can't see me, but yeah. God, 50.
I know.
Wow.
I mean, it could have been more, but we're not dwelling on that. The fact that we made it past a few weeks back in the day is impressive.
Baffling.
Yeah.
I mean, I was looking at our podcast schedule for when we did, well, not our podcast schedule, like the amount we'd released for our first year anniversary. And we'd only done 25 then, so we've done about the same amount of podcasts somehow.
Yeah.
It maybe it's because me personally, I've been a part of less, but it feels like we've done, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like we've done nearly as many as we had in that first year.
Well, I think one thing that makes it feel that way is since you left, obviously, we chopped the episode length in half, so that if they were the usual length, it probably would have been half the amount of episodes.
Yeah.
So that
I've said it to you before. I feel like I do not agree with that change.
Well, I know, but especially when it's been just me, I found it difficult to talk for an hour. Like, I'd have notes planned for, like, say, 2 people, and then I'd do it by myself, and I get through it in 15 minutes because I didn't. So it's not great, but I thought, well, it's out there.
podcasts are meant to be, a conversation,
Yeah.
and you have a chat with someone. Like, you can't. I mean, I suppose you can if you're just good at rambling for a bit, but doing a podcast on your own, it's not ideal,
No.
really.
No. And
But
that's why I kind of haven't made as many.
yeah,
I could have done more, but I just well, it's not really enjoyable for me. It's not probably enjoyable for a listener, especially if I get through a bunch of stuff in about 20 minutes. It's kind of over really quickly.
see, I don't mean to just be bashing on the changes for our 2-year anniversary, but I feel as though, although I agree with your reasoning for doing video podcasts, I feel as though when they are that shorter, like half an hour format, I feel as though they're just a video where, like, we ramble off information, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I know, I get that. I feel like when I had the idea, I expected it to be better than what it turned out to be.
I feel as though if we had a camera that had more than half an hour of life in it at any one time,
Yeah.
like, it would be, we probably would still be doing like 45-minute podcasts,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, that was
where
another reason. It was just to kind of make it easier for me to handle, where it's just
yeah,
one thing, like that time restraint partly came from the camera.
yeah. And also then when we have to then reset the recording, it really throws off the flow.
Yeah.
Whereas with this, we can set up our audio recording and just sit here and chat for pretty much however long we like.
Mhm.
And for me personally, the way that I consume podcasts is pretty much audio only. Like, to me, this is more my sort of style podcast, but I know people obviously have different feelings towards that and different, just opinions about that. But for me personally, and the way that I enjoy podcasts, it's mainly just audio. Like, I'll listen to it at the gym or just doing stuff, really.
Yeah, no, I get that, and I do occasionally listen to a podcast, just audio only. And again, as we were just talking before recording about how that little clip went out today at the time of recording, where I recorded a clip which was audio only. I didn't film it, but I talked about how we do video podcasts.
Yeah.
And this isn't a video podcast. I mean, there will be a video version, but there's no, you can't see us. You can't see me flapping about my hands in front of me or anything. But yeah.
See, that's one thing that I find that I do a lot is when I talk, I'm quite emotive with my hands. And like, even now, while I'm talking, I'm throwing my arms about talking to give expression, but you can't
Yeah.
see what I'm doing. So but yeah, I don't know. It's just, yeah, I just, maybe it's nostalgia, but maybe it is just the way I enjoy podcasts. But for me, this is how we started the Daily Weekly, and it just,
Yeah,
for more or less, it works.
it
Aside
does.
from, as per Daily Weekly tradition, Skype does not work.
No.
So
And we actually gave up on it today.
we did. Normally, yeah, we wouldn't, but believe it or not, we're currently using Facebook because this makes us seem like we just don't use new technology. We're using Facebook. We're using Skype. Like, what's next? We're gonna be, I don't know, MySpace.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I do have a bit of a note to start us off with.
Okay.
Talking about the Daily Weekly, where we've come from, where we're going. What would you say is your favourite video that we've ever made on the channel? It can be a podcast, it can be an in-person video, it can be a
favorite
short
one I've done
build.
with you, or favorite in general?
Are you implying that your favourite one isn't with me?
No.
I tell you what, give me an answer for both, and
Oh, that's a tough one.
feel free to bring up our YouTube channel, and I'll cut out the bit of you searching.
I know what we've done. The thing is, me and you don't or haven't made as much stuff in recent time, but I enjoy them more than I do with some of the others. No offense to the other guys if you're listening to this. It's just because, like we mentioned, like it was me and you that started it off. So I always felt like when it was me and you, it was more of a treat.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. I think that's why at the moment, like where we haven't been doing as much stuff together as we used to, because obviously at the start it was just us. It just, it feels more special now, and like I feel like this is gonna sound bad, but because we're seeing each other less, like we have more things to talk about, more, I don't know, sort of funny things to come out with at each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm still looking for a specific video, Bradley.
Okay. Well, obviously, I enjoy the wine tastings, both of them, because they're always a laugh. Where we have to, or even the rum mixing, that was chaos.
Yes.
If we're tasting alcohol, it's going to be a fun thing to do. It's going to be a fun one to watch.
It just always turns out into a good video when we
It
drink.
does. It's like we don't really plan them. We just say, right, we're just going to go through these. We're going to taste them, and then whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, I mean, even the drinking quiz we did over Christmas.
Yes, that was good.
To be fair, that video, I think on its own wasn't great, but the song parody that came out of it made that video really good.
Just things come out of it that wouldn't have happened otherwise.
Yeah.
That was a fun game, though. I'd like to do that again. We have to find.
Yeah, I'll do a summer edition.
A summer edition, a nice summery drink.
Yeah. You only get 2 of those videos a year, one at Christmas and one at summer.
Yeah, they're a real treat.
Oh, I need to try and find a drink that we can do for a summery type vibe.
Yeah.
I'll make us cocktails.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, but the whole purpose of the game is that you have to do a shot. So if I was doing a cocktail, I'd say you had to chug a drink every time. I don't want to make, 20 cocktails.
Okay, right. So if you still want that specific video, I think I'm gonna say the rum mixing video.
That's my answer as well.
Because it was just so chaotic.
See,
and
I think for me, what makes that video special is that normally I'm the one that edits the drinking videos. And I didn't edit that one.
No.
So I had no idea what you'd done in the cart. And when I watched it, by that time I'd completely forgotten what happened. I mean, we were pretty far gone by the end of it.
Oh yeah.
Especially you.
Oh yeah. And when we were filming, like it went on for just over an hour. So I had a lot to cut down. Then obviously I did like release again I'm using air quotes that you can't see, but extended cut on the Daily Weekly Extras channel.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it came to editing that, I felt a bit of pressure because you normally do those, and I thought, Jake can do things that I can't, both technically and creatively. So I was like, "Ooh, what can I do here?" But yeah, it was just a fun thing to film.
I just feel like as much as I love like majority of the videos we've done, that video, whenever I think about videos we've done together, that's the first one that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Just because I know it's just so ingrained in my memory, the whole getting the milk thing. Like
the milk.
That's probably my favourite moment in the history of the channel. It was just the way you're bawling your eyes out and come out with, "No, I need to do this."
I couldn't stand up.
I know. It's so good.
Oh dear. Yeah, what a crazy thing. Let's mix rum and milk. It wasn't too bad in the end, but
It wasn't. But I don't know if that was just because we'd drunk a stupid amount of rum.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I feel like that video I feel like that's just us on top form, really.
I think so.
It's a good video idea. We just, not to our own horns, but we do well with drinking videos. Like, we just kind of, I don't know, I think we just become a bit less reserved when we drink, and when it's
Yeah.
just me and you in a room with a camera on us, it just turns into chaos.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
video did awfully, but
Yeah, it
you
it
know.
it didn't do as well as I would have liked, but hey, it's there. Maybe one day it might randomly blow up.
No.
That's happened, but
So if you haven't watched that video, please go watch it because it's, as we've mentioned, it's our favorite video on this channel.
yeah.
So we really appreciate if you went and watched it.
God, yeah. That was a good one.
But on the flip side of that, what is your least favorite video that we have ever made?
Uh, least favorite. Um, I have one thing that's in mind, but it's not because I think it was bad. Well, I'm gonna say the first Christmas special we did, but because of the technical difficulties
Yeah.
that
So
that on my end that ruined it for me.
I think my problem with that video is that I feel like the edit I should have just done an audio only edit because it's, an hour or so of me sitting there with video and then a still image of you. Um and I think the only reason that I didn't make it an audio only podcast is because a that was what we planned to do for our Christmas special, do a video podcast, which at that time we hadn't done before,
Mm,
and I'd already made all the graphics before we recorded it,
yeah.
and then it just didn't work.
I mean, it was like at the time before I knew about all the. Well, I knew there were. I'd had some troubles, but then I thought, okay, I thought I fixed it, and then as it got to the end, I was like, oh, actually, it didn't film at all, which I was really devastated about because I had like a nice little setup and everything, but
Yeah,
never mind. But we had some good chats during that episode, so that was
we
fine.
did. Like I say, I feel as though it's a good podcast. It's just not a good video.
Yeah. So,
Um,
but I don't know if that. I feel like that's kind of a like a cop out answer for to say my least favorite because it's kind of a bit of both.
yeah.
Um, what about you? What would you say is your least favorite?
See, there's a video that obviously you know about, but the viewers won't, and they won't know for a while. That we filmed last year in August with everyone. Um, that on the day was amazing fun, and maybe it's just because I'm not enjoying the edit of it, but to be honest, I don't feel like it makes a good video.
Hmm.
Um, but again, that video it will come out eventually. Um, I feel like we've mentioned this a few times now in videos. It's just going to become like it will just become the infamous video that never comes out. And then when we
Yeah.
finally quit this thing, that'll be the last thing that we post.
I mean,
But
yeah, I think we had a good idea for it, but I don't think
I,
we were experienced enough to actually pull it off.
yeah, I feel like there was a lot more that I wanted to do with it as well.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of things, just like location and I think filming times as well, because I think Rachel wasn't available for long that day, if I remember.
Yeah.
Um, and it's not a bad video, but I just
And
feel
somebody
like
didn't turn up when they were supposed to, but
we won't mention names.
no.
But yeah, yeah. Well, you say when they didn't, when they were meant to, they didn't show up at all.
No, they didn't.
Um,
No.
but yeah, again that's a bit of a cop out answer, but and I have another cop out answer after that. But
Oh.
um,
Well, before you get on, I just while you mentioned this, I nearly said what it was then, but
yeah,
um, yeah, I feel like it was a good idea, and we had some great plans for it, but I think there was a lot of technical stuff that we should have done, or that we
yeah,
either didn't think of at the time, or just couldn't do in terms of the filming, and like we probably needed more people to do it. To be honest.
that's what I was thinking because I don't know how to say this without spoiling it. The way that we filmed it, it didn't feel like not like a high production video, but it didn't even feel like a produced video. It felt like a group of friends that went to a location with a camera and then did some things and mucked about for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Um,
And it was our first video of that type, and it was the most
the last video of that
the
time.
last so far, and it was expensive because we
It
bought
was.
things for that. So,
Yep.
so it was.
Like I said, the video will come out. It's just that's another thing. It's quite a big edit as well.
Yeah.
Because I guess minor spoiler for it is the first video that we tried to do multiple camera angles for. Really,
Mm-hmm.
like we tried before, but it never really. It wasn't the same type of
Yeah.
camera setup, I guess. And yeah, but again, it's a little bit of a cop out answer because it's just the video isn't out yet. So technically, it's not my least favorite video. It's just my least favorite video making experience, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like I say, the day was really fun, but the
Yeah.
video just yeah. But I'd probably say my actual answer is just like again, it's a bit of a cop out, but I'm not going to name another one. Just a lot of the quizzes, and I'm not a massive fan of them, but I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. I just if it sounds rude, but it just feels like second channel content a lot of the time.
Yeah, I get that. Like I've said before, they're easy to make.
They're filler videos.
They are filler videos. They're easy to make. If I'm stuck with something and okay, we can do this quickly, that's fine. I
Like I
mean,
said, I do enjoy them, but I think out of everything we do, they're just my least favorite.
yeah. And there was a time where that's all I was doing because it was just that easy just to get them out. Like I could film like 4 in a row,
Yeah,
and then we have plenty of content. But I still like to do them. It's just I want them to be a bit different because even if the topic's different, the format's the same.
and see that was my kind of main reasoning behind the drinker or stinker concept.
Yeah, it was different.
Because like we were saying before, us and alcohol in a video tends to work pretty well. And just add that onto something that it's not my favorite thing. It just adds a bit of something.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, what was your final answer for the least
Oh
favorite video?
God, yeah. Um, I I don't know, to be honest.
Right,
Hmm.
great.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, now I'm gonna have a quick look,
Okay,
just to remind myself of.
what we've done.
Yeah.
See, if you asked me this a year ago, I'd probably say like that podcast that neither of us really liked. It was like the second episode.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Actually, I have a final concrete answer. Actually,
Okay.
the failed Coke and Pepsi video. We should have just taken that week off. I don't know why I made that sorrowful, dramatic video.
I like that video.
It's
It
a
was very
good.
sad.
It's a well edited video. I'll give myself that.
Yeah.
But the actual video was just pretty appalling
Yeah.
because there isn't an actual video.
No, because it
Um,
just went so wrong, and
did we film anything that day?
I don't think so.
Because
I think we planned to, but it ended up taking so long, and then it just didn't happen.
yeah, I was actually going to message you earlier about this, and I feel as though the time's coming up where we need to properly do the Coke versus Pepsi video.
Yeah, it's on my plans to like revisit it and do it properly. Yeah, we've learnt from our mistakes.
Oh, let's hope.
Well, we hope
But,
so.
yeah, like I say, I think we had like a good selection of drinks.
Yeah.
When it came to what we were actually doing, we started filming, and we both sort of went,
Wait, what are we doing?
What we
Yeah, how do we do this? Yeah.
But again, that's a video that I think I think that's one we should revisit sooner rather than later because
I think so.
like it was the clips that we had before like half of them got destroyed or whatever. Like it was a good video. Like we had a good laugh.
Yeah.
But it just never came to fruition.
No, and I think although there's no alcohol in it, it's a drinking video, and we're having fun.
Yeah,
So
it is technically a drinking video. You're not
yeah,
wrong. Yeah.
yeah, we're trying different drinks. So
Yeah.
yeah, that would be a fun one to do. I was been looking through our video catalog, and yeah, I don't know what my least favorite is with us two, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, do you have a least favorite in general?
Uh,
Because I can't really do a least favorite with just us two, because I don't think I've ever done a video that hasn't had you in.
I think I've been in every video except one that we've done.
Yeah.
There was one video where I just let Rachel and Tash just have a go. I was like, I was going to be in it, but actually, I'm going to sit behind the camera and you two can just do it.
Yeah. And that's your least favorite because you're not in it.
Because I'm not in it. No, okay. I think my least. Oh, I don't know. No, I don't want to say because I don't want to upset anybody.
Well, it's the reason that it's your least favorite because of the people in it.
It's not because of the people. It's just again, it's more of the what happened. Like the final product isn't what I imagined it to be.
Well, why don't you tell me then? If you change your mind about it later on, I'll just censor it.
No, it's it. Okay. um. Oh, I changed my mind now.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. Uh. I'll come back to that. Yeah, I'm not going to spend too much time just trying to overthink it. I will.
Okay.
So before the end of the episode, I will say that was my. This is my least favorite.
So we get that viewer attention. Stick around till the end.
Yeah.
I mean, we're 30 minutes in. Like, if viewer attention isn't like stable by now, it won't be by the end. But I actually, it's not really like a proper category that I have down, but like I have like one that was my favorite edit that I've done, and I wasn't in this video, but it was the Fanta tasting video.
I knew you were going to mention that. As soon as you
Like,
said I wasn't in it, I was like, that's the one.
I just feel like I don't know how to say as well. It's sounding like, oh, it's the best video that I'm not in, but I think it's the best video that I'm not in. Because when I was editing that, I think that was probably the first video that you got me to edit that I wasn't in.
Yeah. Because I always felt bad asking you to edit things you weren't in, because it's like, oh, that's a bit cheeky, but
because that was the first video that I color graded as well. I learned how to use After Effects very briefly to make those animated Fanta graphics. I just like how it turned out, to be honest.
I do. It's one of my favorites. It'd be in my top 5.
Yeah.
It was a fun thing to film, and it was just a fun thing to watch in the end.
That's the thing, is that you have videos like that where the edit makes the video, or the content makes it, but sometimes you get a rare video like Fanta tasting where it's both and it just works.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the wine and rum tastings, like those videos, we kind of we just make them. Like you don't need to do much in post to them. Obviously for the wine tastings and things, you add the or I add, or well, both of us add like the scale of how you rank them. But that's more or less the most that we do.
Yeah, pretty much.
We've got so much chemistry, Bradley. We're just so good at these things.
We do, yeah. It's so great.
But we need more drinking video ideas, because I feel like even though we haven't done many, I feel like I've run out of ideas for them.
I have ideas.
beer tasting, beer brewing.
Yeah, that's one of them actually. I did make some notes on my phone ages ago about just a few video ideas. I think I had some drinking ones.
Yeah. Oh, we were gonna. I don't know if this is really a spoiler, but well, it is. But I don't know if we'll ever actually do it. But we were gonna do some cheap versus expensive alcohol videos, weren't we?
Yes, I've got the notes up and I have that written down. I called it the drink debate or the battle of the brands.
We cannot call it the drink debate. It just does not sound right.
No, yeah, battle of the brands sounds more exciting. Whatever that could be, could be a whole
I mean,
mini series.
in the title, we need to put something like £1 versus £100 vodka or whatever,
Yeah,
because that if you put money in titles, it gets more views.
gets the clicks.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know what we were gonna say before we started talking about alcohol again.
Non-alcoholic versus alcoholic.
Yeah.
That's a good, yeah, because you want to see how different it really tastes.
I've never actually tried like a non-alcoholic alcohol replacement.
I've had a couple. They're fine in my experience, but some people really
Right,
don't like them.
this is going to be nothing to the viewers. Have you drunk that Copperberg?
No, no, it's still in the fridge.
We'll try that in the video. Be marinating them there for like 6 months.
It's not the oldest drink I own, so it's fine.
Sure, it isn't.
No, I've got things that are years older than that.
I don't know if you will have this on your video idea list. I assume you will because it doesn't seem like a far-fetched idea. But we should do like unbranded versus branded food and alcohol.
Yep, I have that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
I got
problem,
it with things like crisps and biscuits.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that's exciting. Let's compare, like Lidl's own brand to the name brand crisps. How exciting.
And like Aldi's own custard creams compared to whatever company makes the branded ones.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, there we go. That was a very long segment about our least favorite and favorite videos.
Yep, with some hints of what might or might not happen in the future.
Yeah. Speaking of the future, here's another question. I've ruined the segue. What do we think that the future of the Daily Weekly looks like?
If you asked me this question last year, I would have a different answer to what I have now.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, like you said, it's kind of a down period. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think we should force it on ourselves to make content 24/7 all year round because that's just not practical for any of us to do right now. But
see, that's one thing I will say is the current schedule of Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, or Mondays and Wednesdays. I just feel like it's a bit of an ask, especially across 4 channels. Like,
yeah,
if we limited it to maybe like, I mean, I know the other channels are, apart from the podcast and extras, they're so builds. it's a bit dead in the water right now.
yeah.
I think sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say I've been having a bit of a creative block, but
yeah. I think with show personally, just so we can put more time and effort into videos and like only go with the ideas that we think are really good.
Yeah.
Maybe go down to 1 a week again.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, and like we've got a few videos coming out next week, but after that, I'm taking a week off, well, a couple of weeks off of show.
Yeah.
Just to kind of, again, so we're not just putting filler stuff out there.
Yeah.
Because like there's one thing about putting as much out as you can, hoping something takes off, but then like just spreading yourself too thin.
Yeah, you risk, diminishing returns. Like it's
Yeah.
But
so there you go. If you're a fan of the show, then it's going to take a few weeks off.
Yeah.
So there you go. But we have other content. Don't worry.
And I believe I could be wrong about this. I might have completely misread what was said between us, but I believe we're still going to be making a few videos soon.
Yes.
Because we've been planning 1 or 2 of them for a little while.
Yeah. Those are ones that I still want to do, just as to when it will actually go out. I want to have like some
time.
some good stuff go out after I've had a little break.
Yeah, exactly.
So that'll mark the return.
Yeah,
because I think they'll be pretty good. Because they'll be good.
See, one thing that I've pretty much since day one I've wanted us to introduce is like a video like voting system of what we want to do. So, say we have like a video, like a list of video ideas and like a tally. We put what we think that video idea is out of 10, and then add it up, and then whatever gets the highest like count for that week is the video that we make that week.
That's a really good idea.
Just so then it, say every week we just make a list of 10 videos. We, rank them or whatever of what we think's first, what we think's 10th, and then we just keep working through them until we completely run out of ideas.
That's a good idea. I like that.
I feel like that way we all get to do videos that we want to do, and we we make sure there's content that we believe will be good.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah. There we go. Brainstorming on the
podcast. Perfect. You get a behind the scenes insight as to what goes on and what could be happening.
Yeah. See, my answer to that question though is pretty much the same as yours. If you asked me a year ago, I wasn't really part of things back then. But I just feel like we just need to. It's gonna sound harsh, but trim the fat of stuff. If there's a video that we're a bit like, yeah, it's alright. Like, we can make a better video. I don't. It sounds very. I don't know. I know it doesn't sound great, but I just feel like there's things that potentially could be, just like, what, we'll keep that aside for a rainy day.
Yeah.
And then, just push out videos that was like, all right, we know we enjoy making this. We know the edits on these turn out pretty well. Get them out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I just realised that I didn't actually give an answer to that question. I kind of went off track.
No, you just said the future is that you're taking a break. What's a bright future?
Currently, I do have a slight burst of inspiration and motivation, but I want to kind of use that and just get to work behind the scenes and then kind of just build up a few things to put out instead of working week to week, for example. So I want to build a little backlog. Yeah,
for a while we had that, and
we
had a good little backlog of videos. So we took like the views point notes. Like, we didn't film for like a month or two at some point last year.
Yeah,
and like
we still had stuff going.
Yeah, because I think it was. I want to say it was like spring last year. We had like a month or so where we just stockpiled videos, and we were recording like pretty much every week. Which I can't remember the last time we filmed. It must have been January.
Yeah. So there you go. It's been a few months.
Yeah. Like the wine tasting that they would have seen on Monday, that was filmed in January. That was filmed, I believe, the week after my birthday, so it would have been like around the 15th.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like that. To be fair, that's just my fault, but it conveniently worked out that it was on the anniversary week.
Yeah.
But it's just that, I don't know. We just used to have a stockpile. Now we just don't. I mean, obviously we're all busy, but
yeah. So that's what I'd like to do. Like, again, when I was making videos by myself, I was just kind of doing it because I felt like I had to put something out.
Yeah.
But then there are some things where I do by myself and I actually enjoy them.
Yeah.
So that's fine. So I make a few of those for, I don't know, the various channels.
Well, one thing I will say, I really enjoyed that BuzzFeed Fizz video. BuzzFeed? BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed quiz.
I enjoyed that too because it was kind of different, and I felt more like I wasn't just sitting in front of the camera. I was kind of
doing something.
trying to do something, trying to, you know, because like there are solo creators out there who are great doing things by themselves, and like I didn't want to do the daily weekly by
No.
myself because if I did, I would have done YouTube like years ago.
Yeah.
But I'm at the moment like with that burst of motivation. I kind of feel a bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
Where I'm still not making it because I feel like I need to put something out, but like the other day, I filmed like 4 videos in the same evening
Yeah.
because I just had that spark and I was like, I'm actually enjoying this.
See, with me and filming videos on my own is that I enjoy the idea of it more than I enjoy doing it. So,
Yeah.
do you remember when I think it was when the Super Bowl was on? I said to you I'd record my reaction for the Obi-Wan trailer and the Doctor Strange trailer.
Oh yeah.
I recorded both of them. I edited most of both of them. I just hated how they turned out. Like, I think in the Doctor Strange trailer, the only thing I said throughout was, "Oh my god, that's Patrick Stewart,"
Yeah.
and then that was it. And
Yeah.
then I didn't even really give like a review, not like a review, but like I guess a mini breakdown or anything at the end.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just content on my own is just again like what we were saying with doing podcasting. I just work best when I bounce off someone,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I just like this is so much easier for me than just chatting to a camera.
Oh yeah, like we're at like roughly 40 minutes now. If I was doing this by myself, I would have stopped half an hour ago because I
Yeah,
would have said everything that I needed to say. Um, yeah, did you see that reaction video I did to the Miss Marvel trailer?
I did.
Yeah. So
Wow, explosions, CGI.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I think
right.
you can kind of note it because I just finished. That was the day I filmed my clips for the Tom Holland interview. So
Yeah.
hence why I'm still
I could tell with
yeah,
the suit.
yeah.
Yeah,
It was like literally, and the trailer just came out. I was like, oh, this is perfect. I should do something to this. And then I just kind of forgot I was filming a reaction video, and I just
yeah,
so then I tried to like midway through. I realized that I was like, okay, let's turn it into like that character version of myself in the book review where it's really boring and bland, and then
yeah.
it like that kind of came out of nowhere right at the end, and it didn't really take off. But I was just like, do you know what? I that's one of my least favorite videos because I just didn't care. It
I'll be honest. I thought that you just absolutely hated it halfway through
yeah
and then at the end you're just like, well, that looks good.
yeah
I
exactly.
was like, what? I
What?
didn't know what your reaction really was, to be honest. But
Exactly. There was no reaction. It was just watching me watch the trailer. It was awful.
I think at the start you said, "Oh, good song,"
Yeah, that was the only thing I
and then
think.
you and then you went through it. I think there was a couple of times where you went, "Oh,"
Wow. Oh, okay. Yeah. So there
but
was that, and yeah, that video either shouldn't have gone out at all or should have gone on the extras channel. But I
see,
don't know.
that's the thing that when I was going to do those trader reactions for Obi-Wan and Doctor Strange, I planned for them to be on extras from the get
Yeah.
go. But
Yeah.
I'll be honest, those videos don't exist anymore. They're never coming out. So,
Yeah.
and there's so
Yeah.
many videos I've recorded by myself that have been like that. I did like when that Doctor Who game came out. I did like a playthrough for about half of the game. I think I recorded 2 episodes of that, and then I realized that the game was dreadful and that I barely talked throughout it. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's not even one of those. But if you have a reaction where you don't talk much, then you can cut out the bits where you don't talk. But the problem with doing it with a game is that I wasn't talking like across multiple levels, so it'd cut and suddenly I'd be on the next level reacting to something that you've never seen in the video. And from like a storytelling perspective, it makes no sense.
Yeah. And if I cut out all the bits where I didn't talk in that Miss Marvel trailer,
There would be no video. It would be that little clip of blinding lights at the start, you going, good song. And then at the end, you're going,
Yeah.
explosions, wow.
Yeah.
But
Oh dear. Yeah.
I enjoy watching reaction content like a lot. Like, to be honest, that's majority of what my YouTube history is.
Mm.
Like lately, I've been watching people watch The Walking Dead for the first time, which I've been enjoying doing.
Yeah. I've seen a few of those pop up.
Yeah, it feels like everyone is at the moment.
Mm.
But Also, I might have just accidentally watched them on the Daily Weekly channel, so that might be why.
Oh.
Yeah, but I really enjoy watching reaction content. I don't know why. I'm watching someone watch something. It shouldn't be entertaining, but it is.
I love watching Gogglebox.
Yes.
That's so
I
good.
we still need to do a Daily Weekly Gogglebox.
We'd have to get Harvey in for that, I think.
But the way that I'd always want to do it is we'd make like a playlist of like short videos on YouTube. We'd send them to each of us, and we'd each record it in our own homes,
Mm.
and then we'd mash it together like Gogglebox style,
Yeah.
But again, it's one of those things like, how good would the content be on our own if we
I
only
know.
react to a trailer? Like, wow,
Yeah.
good. Like, if we're sat there for an hour watching YouTube videos on our own, then it's not going to be much.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We might have to, like, even if let's say it was me, you, Rachel, and Tash. If me and you reacted together and then they reacted together, then at
Yeah.
least you have two things to splice together.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, though. I feel like yeah, that's exactly it. Like, if we set up like a day where like I came to yours, and then like Tash went to Rachel's, like then we just each record it separately, and then we mash them two together because them two gel well together. We gel well together.
Exactly.
And it would just make a good back and forth as well.
Yeah.
But
all right, I need to note this video down. Yeah.
I don't know what we're talking about in this podcast. We're nearly we're 45 minutes in, and we've talked about things that we hate recording and just come up with video ideas.
So again, if you're a new listener who's somehow made it this far in,
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we each made some brief notes. There's no real say we got 5 minutes on this thing or anything. I mean, we've never really done that, but it's just yeah.
I mean, I've asked 3 questions and we've gotten 45 minutes out of it. I have 3 other talking points to go through, but it's not necessary stuff, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I also have some talking points, but I feel I've let you take the lead for this unintentionally, but
I did not mean to. I'll be honest.
no. Well, there you go. It made a nice change for me. That was all. All right, then. What's next on your bullet points?
No, it's your turn now. It's your turn now.
No.
You've got to do at least one.
Okay, well, my only talking points are just things that I've watched recently.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what my other 3 are.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have a few written down. Okay, oh dear, I don't know how long this is going to take at this rate. Well, let's start off with. I'm going to start off with The Walking Dead because I feel that's what we talked about in the first episode, so it's rather fitting we talk about it in this episode.
We spoke about how season 10 was extended.
Yeah, 2 years ago. Now we're on season 11, 2 years later, which technically, season 11 has been extended as well with those more episodes.
Yeah.
So look at that. Some things change and some things stay the same.
They do. It's very true.
It's like no time has passed at all.
I don't know where these last 2 years have gone.
Oh, it's gone so quickly.
It's just everything going on in the world. It's just these 2 years just don't exist in my head.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. So yeah, season 11. Part 2 of 3 is just finished, or is finishing, depending on the time. If you're up to date with episodes or not, I know I'm a few episodes behind, but
you're a few episodes behind.
I think, I didn't realize. I know what's going on, but I haven't watched the episodes in full.
Yeah.
So I've seen key clips, but yeah, you finished it now.
I'm completely done.
Yeah.
Because we definitely have AMC Plus here in the UK, and I've watched episode 16 legally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we gonna spoil things, or are we not gonna do that?
Well, I mean, this video comes out 2 days after the finale, so if you haven't watched it, then
it's gonna be all over the internet anyway.
Yeah, so just skip ahead a bit.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah, spoilers.
There you go. Spoiler warning. Okay, so it's been exciting. I've enjoyed this second half more than I enjoyed the first half.
Oh, it's been so much better.
Yeah.
I at the start of season 11, I really liked the Reaper stuff, and then like 2 episodes later, I just wanted it to end.
Yeah. It just felt like a repeated storyline with just filler purpose to me.
What it felt like to me was it was the wolves again, plus like a religious background kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was. By the way, if you hear me coughing and clearing my throat first, I apologize. I should have mentioned at the beginning I'm a bit ill right now. But yeah, it's been like the first third, I guess, not the first half, but I I enjoyed it. It was still good, but this second third has been 10 times better.
Yeah. It's just been so enjoyable to watch, and I like what's going on. Ah. I
I'll be
just
honest. Sorry, no, go on.
Oh no, you can go ahead.
I Some of the Commonwealth stuff, I'm a bit sort of like. There's a few tiny bits that, as I'm watching, I'm like, all right, I'm not as interested in this as I thought I'd be. Um, but overall, like I say, I'm still really enjoying it.
I kind of wanted to see more Commonwealth stuff, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it's not the Commonwealth arc as a whole. I just think I can't really think of anything specifically, but yeah, I remember thinking throughout. There's a couple of bits that I'd be like, yeah, sure. Like I don't hate this, but at the same time, I don't.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. I just Lance is one of my favorite characters. He's so great.
I knew you'd like
Oh,
him.
I
Um,
think I think it's worrying to say that. You know, if there's ever an apocalypse, I'm going to end up being a villain, aren't I?
yeah. I think the reason you like him is because he, like to me at least, he really gives me governor vibes.
Yeah, he does.
Um,
So I guess if the apocalypse ever comes, you don't want to get on the bad side of me because who knows what could happen.
yeah. Give him like 2 weeks and he'll be in a trench coat with an eye patch on. His
You
eye's
never
fine.
know.
He just likes to wear an eye patch.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, yeah, Lance is fantastic.
But I think I really like what's going down with his character, but I didn't want him to be so much of a villain as he is. I kind of wanted there to be some like
Humanity.
slight justification towards
Yeah.
him, but that's just with each episode it's like no. He's
The thing is
clearly
that his whole motivation is basically built on Pamela's a bit like, I don't know, not quite 100% with him, I guess.
yeah.
Like he's basically just doing it out of spite of her.
Yeah.
Um, which it's fine. I don't have an issue with it, but at the same time, it's just like, yeah, okay, well, it doesn't feel like you have much of a motivation to do this.
Mm.
Um,
I can't remember in the comics because never well I didn't read much, but I never got that far. But does he die in the comics?
uh, can't quite remember.
Mm.
I know he wasn't. I know Pamela was more of the villain than he was.
Yeah.
But they've kind of flipped that.
Yeah.
But I can't remember if he died.
Oh, because I feel like but the only way they can resolve this in the show is if he dies.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
in
want
the
him to. Like, I want him to be like another Negan situation where he's just sent to jail, but I don't know.
I feel like he will be because I really feel like they're with the Commonwealth in general. They're a bit beyond just killing the bad guy now.
Yeah,
Um, and I mean, was it Carol who told Negan to chop off Alpha's head?
it was.
Yeah, so I feel like that's very Carol, but I feel
Mm.
like now it's just yeah. Also, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like they've just. I know there was obviously a couple of small time jumps, but I feel like they went from like the Commonwealth has arrived to, oh, we've all moved into the Commonwealth now, like
Yeah.
very quickly.
Yeah, I really wanted to see more of the beginnings of them settling in.
But
But
even before that 9-month or 6-month time jump, like there was a time jump after they arrived at Alexandria, and Eugene was like, "Oh, it's fine, they're with me."
yeah.
They just like the next episode, they were all moved in, they were all trusting of the Commonwealth,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like if this was season 4, you would have like been pointing guns at them every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But
yeah, even with these extended seasons, like I guess if you do the math, it still roughly would equal to like there being 12 seasons or whatever. But I just don't know if they're still using the episodes wisely.
I think that's the thing, is that at the moment it just feels like as much as I'm loving it, it still feels like every other episode is a good episode.
Yeah.
And that's like all we're allowed. Like without, well, I guess we said spoilers, but I didn't think not the mid-season finale, but I guess the 2/3 season finale, I didn't think that episode was good at all. Like nothing really happened.
my favorite thing is just the last few scenes. That montage is probably the best thing about it, from what I've seen.
Yeah, I did enjoy the montage.
Like,
It did give me
good.
chills.
Yeah.
It gave me a bit of chills seeing the Commonwealth banners go over the hilltop in Alexandria.
Yeah.
And then Lance flipping his coin because he's Two-Faced now.
Yeah, I guess so. That's the little
Like
reference.
that was not like a character trait he had right before, because I feel like it was just in that episode suddenly he's got a coin that he flips to make his decisions.
I think he mentioned the coin once before, but now it seems to be like he makes everything based off of it.
Yeah. So he's potentially killed off Oceanside entirely.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, like,
I don't care.
No, I don't care, but like,
I just don't care.
The show's been getting rid of communities. You know, they got rid of the kingdom, they got rid of the sanctuary. You know, these are. I'm surprised they brought Hilltop back. I'll be honest with you. After the Whisperers destroyed her, all right, that's it. Everything's just going to be about Alexandria now. But
I don't know why people still think the Hilltop is a good place. You know, the main building's been burnt to the ground like 4 times. Like, you've got some logs as walls. Like,
yeah.
And after the like, however long times here, 6.5 years, like just before that, the Hilltop, it was thriving. There was new buildings going up, everything. The 6-year time jump came, and it feels like it just reversed all of what had happened with it before that.
Yeah, like Alexandria expanded. Why couldn't Hilltop in those 6 years? There's not much there. Yeah, I wouldn't go there. I would have left it like that's it. It's,
Yeah.
Why did they leave the kingdom? What, because the boiler stopped working, or there's some cracks in the walls, or whatever?
Oh god, that was the reason, wasn't it? I was trying to think of why they even left the kingdom.
It's like I would have just tried to repair it. I mean, I'm sure they did.
I mean,
but...
we know the real reason, because AMC didn't want to fork out for Hilltop, Kingdom, and Alexandria.
Yeah.
And the sanctuary location.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the real reason. But
I mean, bear in mind, every time that they film in Alexandria, they have to that's an actual town.
Yeah.
They have to put up fake walls or close off and pay residents to go and stay in other locations.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, I get why they did it, but at the same time, from a story perspective, it's just like, it doesn't really make sense. Like, why would they leave the kingdom? To me, the kingdom is probably one of the most secure.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I like that. And I just didn't think Hilltop would have come back, but it did, just because of Maggie. Oh.
What are your feelings on Maggie right now?
I'm a bit tired of her, to be honest.
So I had that right up until the scene in episode 16 where she said to Negan, or when Negan said like, "Oh, Herschel doesn't trust me," and Maggie says, "But I'm starting to."
Yeah, I'm glad she's finally getting to that. I mean, like, again, from that story perspective, I'm just tired of her hating him. Like, the realism, I understand it. Of course, she would hate him and everything, but
I like the reason that they gave of like what she said, like, it doesn't matter what's happening or what has happened. You saved Herschel, and I will never forget that.
Yeah.
Like,
And
he might have bashed your husband's brains in, but at the same time, he saved your child.
yeah, and I remember thinking, like, right at the start when she first came back, it's like the only way they're gonna get along is if he saves her or Herschel.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Also, I just want to put this out there for listeners that Bradley has recently made a claim on Twitter
I knew you
that
were gonna bring this up.
that we're talking about the characters,
Yeah.
that we haven't even spoken about the new spin-off announced. In Isle of the Dead, Bradley wants Maggie and Negan to have a relationship.
Oh, I really do. I stand
I
by
don't.
that.
It's such a middle finger to Glenn.
There's so much tension between them. Oh.
There's tension, but I just do not want it.
See, Maggie comes across as the type to me with all that anger she has towards him. Deep
I
down,
was
there
like,
is
aggressively kiss him.
yeah,
Just to shut him up.
Yeah. There is some, and that's why she hates it so much because she knows deep down there is that slight attraction towards him.
No. No.
Oh.
I don't want it. Because it just feels like then the whole Glenn dying thing, it's just like, well, Glenn wouldn't have wanted this, but, here you go. It's happening anyway.
It's kind of like a Stockholm syndrome thing where, she's just fallen in love with her husband's killer.
Oh, no.
Oh.
But yeah, no, Eye of the Dead, that's a new thing.
Did not see that happening, but okay.
No, I mean, I assumed there'd be something more with Negan.
Yeah.
And they're going to New York.
Mm-hmm. Well, I
So
wonder why.
the theories that I've seen about every spin-off, apart from Tales and Fear, but is that they're all leading. It's all going to be based around, like, they get some sort of signal in the finale that Rick's alive, and they all go out looking for him to different states.
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't like it because then it makes every spin-off the same show.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but then I also was kind of getting worried, thinking, well, why is everyone suddenly going to split up and go so far apart? Like, what is going to go down?
Yeah.
Because obviously, like, okay, we know what's happening to these guys; they're leaving, but what happens to everyone who doesn't? They can't all die, right? Are they?
Yes.
Yeah, everyone except Carol, Daryl, Negan, and Maggie is going to die, so that's why they left.
They can't kill off Judith because they need one Grimes child to live.
Oh yeah, well,
I guess they
where's
got
her
RJ.
spin-off? Oh, they'll do a time skip where
Oh,
she's older then.
I think that I know a lot of people are saying that they probably won't do the time skip right at the end. I have a feeling that they might do like just in the end, they might do a little one just showing Judith grown up and just a little something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean that's what I
But
think they'll do, but
then again,
uh,
I feel like you kind of need to show Rick in the future then, because otherwise it just implies he never makes his way back.
yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, well, that's that. That's another
Mm.
question. Do you think Rick will show up in the finale?
I don't know. I feel like the finale is too close now. We've got 8 episodes left,
Yeah.
and it's over. But I feel like there's a lot of story that needs to be resolved, and then to make time for Rick to somehow come back.
See, the only way I can see him coming back is either the very last scene or post-credit scene, like very briefly.
Yeah, and then I would see that, like, we would see Rick, but we wouldn't see Rick with the others. Like, we just see where he is, like, right now.
See, I wouldn't be surprised if it's maybe him waking up. Like, if they do like a reverse of the first, scene of him in the hospital bed, him waking up, and then like the camera zooms out and it shows he's in like a CRM facility.
Yeah.
Or something. Just so we're just like, okay, so he's still with the CRM.
Yeah, but that's nothing. It's all this CRM stuff. I thought we would have had a little bit of that. I mean, maybe we will in the last bit of the season, but
The fact that World Beyond was meant to be the show to tell us all about the CRM, and it told us next to nothing.
no. it just showed us a little bit of like
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And even Jadis showed up, and suddenly she has like one mention of, "Oh, I traded a friend one time,"
Yeah.
and that's it.
Okay, what happened to him?
Okay, yeah,
Why didn't you go back? What?
please tell me where Rick is.
Yeah.
She's got some dodgy ass haircut in that as well.
Yeah.
She's
Like,
the queen of weird haircuts. I'm not gonna lie.
she looks okay in the first bit of season 9.
Yeah, she looks normal. But then when she first showed up in season 7 or 6 or whatever it was,
7.
7, yeah, like she had a bit of a weird haircut there.
Yeah.
In Well Beyond, she's got a very weird haircut.
Yeah.
Also, didn't she change her name in Well Beyond season 2 again?
Probably. I haven't actually seen the episode, but
No,
I know.
I haven't. I saw a couple of clips, but
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
yeah, I don't. Like Fear the Walking Dead is doing more for the CRM than the show about the CRM.
Yeah.
I've been catching up on Fear, as I mentioned to you. I've just finished season 6. Like this is the CRM show up in, like, spoiler alert for Fear as well. I guess the CRM show up right as the nukes are about to go off. Presumably that's just Isabel. Maybe.
Sorry, Jake, I missed that.
I'll just repeat myself. So, I've been catching up on Fear the Walking Dead. And at the end of season 6, when the nukes go off, the CRM shows up.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah,
Presumably that's just Isabel.
yeah. Apparently, I think it's a friend of Isabel's or something. But yeah,
Right. So, again, how is Fear doing more for the CRM than Well Beyond all the main show are?
yeah, and yeah, they play another subplot role in season 7. I think I haven't seen it, but I think that's what I've heard. And obviously, with Madison returning. Whoa, what
Yeah. Oh my god.
is
I
that
forgot about
CRM?
See, that's what the trailers, I think, are trying to lead us to believe. But
Yeah,
I
I
just
to me
I feel
that
like it's just
scene
going to be a
must
small
be
little community or something.
yeah, probably. But then again, it's like even in Fear, since Madison was presumed dead, they've had a few time skips,
Yeah, true.
and I think Madison's wearing the same clothes in that scene that she was on that
Yeah.
night. So obviously that's like a flashback or showing where
Also,
she's been.
did she always have those tattoos of Nick and Alicia?
Oh, I don't know. I think it was just a cool idea for a scene, wasn't it? I don't know if she always had them.
I was going to say, because surely it must be a bit of time if, you know. See, I saw another theory online that that's actually because in the fire she somehow suffered memory loss, so she wrote her kids' names down to remember them.
Oh,
or something.
That's a cool theory.
Also, what will her reaction be when she finds out Nick's long gone and Alicia has a weird arm?
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with Alicia right now. Oh dear.
Is she turning or what?
Yeah, she just looks very ill.
She looks ill and she's having like weird dreams about things.
Yeah.
Could they be connecting it to the weird running variant in World Beyond?
Oh,
About variants and then retaining some sort of memory.
that would be interesting. I mean, yeah, it's kind of like when Gabriel got sick in the main show, like, oh, what's going to happen to him? He's been sick for so long, and in the end, he just gets a weird eye.
Yeah. I still can't remember what that was even about, where that came from.
I think he got like some guts inside him or something.
Yeah, I
Or
was
he
about
was
to say,
injured with.
didn't he get like walker blood in like his eye or something?
I think so. But then it's like when you think all the times like Rick's hands have been cut open and he's just slashing away, he's been fine.
That's one thing I've noticed, because I've also been going through like some random episodes of Walking Dead just to, I don't know, just watch them for fun. Rick gets his hand cut so many times in the show.
Yeah.
I know it's meant to be a reference, like, oh, is he going to lose his hand now?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's every season he has a bandage on his hand.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I know. But one thing I did want to ask you about: how do you feel about them just revealing the fact that in World Beyond, I mean, that the zombie virus just came from France in a lab, pretty much.
I'm not too mad.
Mm.
Like it plays back to like that. I think mentioned in like season 1 where Jenna's like, oh yeah, the last contact was like France or something. But if then, you think wouldn't France be the first place to fall if that's where it started? But
Yeah, but then I guess they'd also be the best defended against it.
yeah,
Um,
so I'm waiting for the French spin-off now.
that's what I don't get. Like they haven't announced any spin-off about The Walking Dead in France.
Oh, it might. Maybe there'll be an episode of Tales of the Walking Dead set in France with like a lab worker or something.
Yeah, imagine if they give us the answers about Rick in bloody Tales of the Walking Dead. The anthology series that a very limited amount of people are probably going to watch.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that personally.
Yeah, I'm interested just to see some like. I'll be interested to see new characters, but I like to see old characters as well.
Yeah, we've got Samantha. Is it Samantha Morton?
Yeah.
She's come back as Alpha.
Mm-hmm.
I believe there's another couple people that have been.
I think so.
Yeah. No. There's
But
also a Fear the Walking Dead like web series spin-off coming out.
yeah, I think is it Dead in the Water or something?
Yeah, it's just I think it's just about the submarine crew, really.
Yeah.
Fear the Walking Dead does those weird spin-offs that it just gives you explanations for things that I just don't need. Or like the plane woman who
Oh,
died anyway.
yeah, I was going to mention that.
Like, do you remember that in season 2? Was it Flight 465 or whatever?
Yeah.
And she showed up for a few episodes and then was killed.
I think, or just like left behind and never seen again, or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because that guy that she was with died, and then she was distraught after knowing him for all of 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That was a weird spin-off. I remember watching that thinking, oh, this is going to play a big part. No, it was just
Yeah.
that woman. She just
Yeah.
showed up. Back when Fear was like really different.
It was very different.
I think Fear is probably like if I showed someone season 6 or 7 of the show and then showed them season 1, they would not think it's the same show.
Yeah. It's very different.
Who have we got in the main group apart from Strand and Alicia?
I guess Daniel, if he counts, but
yeah.
like
He
otherwise
counts.
that's it. Yeah, well, yeah,
Daniel always counts.
He always counts. He dips out here and there, but he can survive a lot. That man.
Even Alicia's not even in the show much anymore.
No, I mean I get it with like all the COVID stuff and
yeah,
like the guy who plays Daniel's also a singer in like South America, and Alicia's actress is from Australia, so I get that, but yeah.
What do you think about the Daniel memory loss thing?
It's an interesting arc, isn't it?
It is. I feel
Makes
like it
me
would work
sad.
better. I feel like it would work better if they hadn't have done the whole him pretending to have memory loss thing a season earlier.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, now they're just repeating the same story point, but he actually is losing his memory.
Or is he? Is it just another game?
Well, see, I think the only thing that I've watched, I haven't seen 7A yet. The only thing that he actually lost his memory about was the guns.
Yeah.
And what happened in the dam.
Yeah.
But and then he was confused if he actually knew what the coordinates were.
Yeah.
Or if they were real even, and he didn't know that it was Al's voice on the radio.
Yeah, I think it's been a while since I've watched it, but I think that was it.
Also, that's another thing. I swear to God, Al doesn't actually like go off to go look for Isabel. She just suddenly disappeared for a few episodes and then shows up in the finale.
Oh yeah.
I could be wrong. I know early on in season 6 she said she wants to go look for Isabel. But then I don't know. I swear she chose to stay because she didn't want to leave Dwight.
Yeah.
I don't know. But what do you reckon Morgan's character trait is going to be for this half season?
The man likes to change it up.
He said it himself in season 6. He thinks he's been 15 different people since it all began, and it's true, he has.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
Yeah. I just love the self-awareness from the writers, though. It's like, we know.
Yeah, that man's been through a lot.
He went from mourning father to crazy man clearing to peace, love, and plants to murder spree again, back to peace, then to
there was that
kind of normal.
Yeah, there's been that kind of conflict where he knows he has to kill, but he doesn't want to, and they're arguing with himself.
And then he just assumed the personality of a bounty hunter for a while.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Why did he take his clothes? I don't get the axe. Fine, the dog, yeah, sure. But why the clothes?
I mean, like
he looks good in them, but
yeah, but like Morgan and that other guy were not the same size, from what I can remember.
No, the bounty hunter was quite a bit bigger, if I remember.
Yeah.
I do like that montage, though, of when he like welds his stick and the axe together. It's good.
Oh, that stick's been through a lot as well.
It has. It's been snapped in half like 5 times and it always comes back somehow.
Yeah, they got some good wood crafters who can just blend it back together seamlessly and strong. Well, somewhat.
Yeah. I mean, Morgan can do it in a rubble field next to a pregnant woman.
He can do it. He knows that him and that stick have quite the relationship.
That's one. Sorry, just because I've been watching VLLO, that's one thing I really didn't like about season 6. Killing off, was it Laura? The pregnant woman. Yeah.
Yes.
They didn't need to kill her off.
No, they didn't.
I
kind
like
of
what
wasted.
She did. I like what she did though, tying herself to a dog.
Oh yeah.
Turning herself into a zombie and then sending her on her way with a baby.
Yeah. Clever.
But what were we talking about to begin with?
The Walking Dead.
Okay, so we didn't go too far.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, season 11's been really good.
Oh, look at that. We're at nearly an hour and 20 minutes.
This might be our longest podcast ever.
Oh, dear.
It's fine. It's the 2-year anniversary.
Yeah.
I've got to edit this.
Yeah. That was talking point 1 of mine.
Oh, that's nothing I want to mention. We had our first official F-bomb in The Walking Dead.
Oh, yes, we did.
Yeah. I've checked on Disney Plus. The one in season 9 where him and Rick are in the hole. He says, "Oh, are you sure it was wouldn't have found any of us." It doesn't actually come up as in like the subtitles for that.
Oh, okay.
But then in the latest episode it does. So technically this is the first official one.
Mm-hmm.
And what a good scene that was.
It was well used.
I think that's probably one of my favourite Daryl moments as well.
Yeah.
It's just like he goes from being like, okay, like we'll sort this out the Commonwealth to you threatened Herschel, you were getting a gun to your face.
Mm-hmm.
But
a great way to settle things.
Yes. I don't get how long I know he for episode 16 he didn't trust him, but the fact that immediately him and Aaron are like out doing stuff with the Commonwealth again.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to the next topic.
Okay, so what have you got next?
Moon Knight.
That was also my next one as well.
Okay. To be honest, I haven't really got any good points after this.
No, mine are just kind of fillers. We might wrap it up after Moon Knight.
Oh yeah, and then we got to do the our favourite segment.
Oh yes.
So, Moon Knight, we're currently, as of the time of recording, 2 episodes in.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen both episodes?
I've only seen the first.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. So I've got loads to talk about. And at the time of release, then 3 episodes would have been out. But, you know.
Yeah, true. So What? Okay, so I won't. I guess we'll just talk about episode 1 then, because I don't want to spoil episode 2 for you.
It was
What did you
different.
think?
It was
Yeah,
different, but it was a good different. I liked it.
yeah, me too. Um, I find Moon Knight a really interesting character. Um, and the MCU is changing his character quite a bit.
Yeah.
Especially in episode 2, which I've already seen people annoyed about online, but I really like most people know what I'm talking about, but the main change with Steven in episode 2, I really like personally. I think it works better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I just really like the show. The soundtrack is beautiful. The photography is amazing. It's just very good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what's to come. How many episodes are there? Is it 6?
6, yeah.
6, okay. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah, I liked it from what I did see in the first episode, so it'll be good to see what else is on the way.
I think personally I prefer these Disney Plus shows when it's introducing a new character,
Yeah.
because I'm enjoying Moon Knight the most out of any of the Marvel shows. I enjoyed The Mandalorian a lot. Obviously Star Wars, not Marvel. Should have pointed out I'm not that big of an idiot. And I just feel like these shows work really well for getting us to like new characters rather than feeling like we've just picked up from the end of an Avengers movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I put Moon Knight down as a talking point, but I guess
You haven't got much to say.
there isn't much to say about it.
It is still very early on as well.
Yeah, so it could really start to get bad, I guess.
It could, but so
I'm
far,
sure.
I'm the 2 episodes that I've seen, the one that you've seen, like we're enjoying it, and yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing what gets revealed, because
Mm,
we don't know a lot about what's going on really.
no, so it'd be interesting to see what's next.
Yes.
Well, that wraps up that talking point for me.
Yeah, and me.
Good stuff.
Yes,
So,
indeed.
look at that, hour and 20 something minutes into this.
I'm so sorry. It's such a long podcast.
I did think I was expecting to be around an hour. I didn't think it would be this long. But hey, the first
Well,
episode was quite long, wasn't it?
I believe so. I swear we did one episode that was like an hour and 40.
Yeah.
But anyway, so now roll the OG intro. We're on to the not yet titled news.
Do 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 do. Oh God.
So, Bradley,
Jake.
would you like to start?
Okay, yeah. So just a little background. Usually we just share one story, but we thought, it's 2 years, so we'll have 2 stories. I've picked one, and Jake has picked one.
We
So
actually did. I swear we did this at the start.
we might have, but at some point it dropped to just one. I think we put 2, then decided on one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it got to the point where we just like sometimes even like mid recording we'd research one, and sometimes that was good, sometimes that was bad. But here we go with my one.
Yeah.
Oh, get all ready to read this exciting headline. And you have no idea what it is, so it's a treat for you as well, Jake.
I know. We don't normally do this. Normally we at least see what the title is.
Yeah. And I researched this one just before recording, so let's hope it's a good one.
Yes.
Man who rushed to save woman washed up on beach discovered it was a sex doll.
Okay, I have questions.
I have questions too, but hopefully we're going to get some answers.
So, what is the beach the sex doll? The way that was worded made it sound like the beach was a sex doll. Washes up on beach only to discover it's a sex doll.
A woman washes up on a sex doll.
Yes.
Oh, okay, right. Oh dear. A
It
pensioner
happens.
who had it happens, yeah, the best of us.
Yeah.
So, a pensioner had the shock of his life when he raced to save a woman washed up on the beach, but discovered the human-sized headless sex doll. Okay, it's lost the head, because why not?
Maybe the toy, we'll call it a toy, was just headless.
Yeah.
Maybe, I
Chris
don't know.
Ford was looking for driftwood after a recent storm when he came across the siliconed female body lying face down. He quickly called his partner over to take pictures, and they both left in hysterics, speculating where it came from. Okay.
I can tell where it came from. It came from the sea, mate. Not originally, but there aren't just whales out there manufacturing sex dolls, but
Headless ones.
yeah.
Oh, there is a picture which I will send to you to put on screen if you feel so inclined.
Can I put it on screen?
Yeah, there are things that are covered up.
Okay. Send it to me. Send it to me
Oh, well,
however you like.
then you can be the judge.
Yes.
So, Chris said it was a human like figure, but was too clean and too pretty, and it did not have a head. Apart from its lack of face, it was very anatomically correct. So, as soon as I got to her, I knew it was a sex doll. He knows his stuff, this Chris.
He does. He's a big fan,
Ugh.
but not a big enough fan to recognize it from a distance.
No. He said
Wait,
it
so
just.
he. Sorry. He said that it's very pretty, but it had no head.
Yes.
So normally I wouldn't expect someone to use the word pretty to describe a body. Pretty is
Especially
something. Yeah, sorry. Go on.
Yeah. Especially a body without a head. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty.
Yeah, but it's like pretty is something I'd use to describe if someone's face looks nice, or if like a piece of jewelry was nice. Like, oh, that's pretty. Not
Mm.
it, not like in a I don't know, like a flirtatious way of like, oh, you're looking pretty. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm.
I'm picking out the worst parts of this to judge, by the way. Not the important parts at all.
So Chris said he left the doll on the beach after the find, but it was later cleared away. He added, another beach cleaner dragged it up near the bins and it was cleaned up with the rubbish, so I don't think she had the greatest or most glamorous ending.
The fact that he calls it a she.
Yeah, he
Not
is
very attached.
personifying this object.
Do you reckon in his head it's like in those scenes in the movies where they run together, like in slow mo on the beach, like to reunite?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what went down.
And you just know this bloke went and bought one for himself afterwards.
He seems to know quite a bit about them from his description.
Yeah.
So he said, I shared the pictures and it seems to have got a lot of interest. It is a great, humorous story. Well, I guess you could put it like that, Chris.
Does it say how old Chris is?
67.
This makes more sense now.
And he was with his partner at the time. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What would you do if you saw that? Like, what would?
I don't know what I would do.
I don't know what I'm asking. I was trying to milk this story for more than it was, but
I would probably take a picture and put on Snapchat saying, look what I just found, and leave it at that. That's what I would do.
yeah. It's the
What
fact
would
that
you
he
do,
like,
Jake?
yeah, probably the same.
Hmm.
It's the fact that like he kept track of what had happened to it as well.
Yeah.
Like he knew that it was then swept up and put in the rubbish.
Oh, hold up. There's more to this story.
Oh.
Turns out this isn't the first strange thing Chris has found on the beach.
Oh.
It says this find comes at the same time police confirmed what Chris was thought was a human arm he discovered was in fact a large mammal. He found something else. So he said, on the morning after the storm, I found what looked like a human forearm on the beach. It had 5 fingers, which were longer than normal, so I contacted the police. They came down and carried out forensics, but they have just confirmed to me it was in fact a mammal.
Right.
There you go. Chris finds things on the beach.
He does. He does do that, Chris.
That's the exciting thing there.
So, wait, so it just says it's a mammal. Does it not describe what mammal
It doesn't. There's a bit of a mystery.
Ooh. Chris has discovered a new species.
Yeah.
Did Men in Black come to take it away? What if the sex toy was its own alien?
It might have been.
What if Chris is our first point of contact with aliens?
And we just shared that news story to
Millions.
Or
tens.
Well, there you go. You heard it here. Not first, because that other news publication got to it, but you heard it here second, maybe?
Yep,
or maybe you did hear it first, but, you know.
I heard it first here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what have you got, Jake?
So, my story is also about a man discovering something. And
oh, no.
I'll be honest, this story is dreadful. It has no content to it, but I just love the headline. More so the link name. And I'll read you the link first. So it's on Metro, which, for those of you who don't live in the UK, is basically a free newspaper that you get on buses and the tube and things. And the title of this article is Dorset Man Discovers Huge Crisp During Midnight Snack. And that's it. That's the best news story I managed to put.
That made the news.
Yeah. I mean, it made the Metro, which isn't much. So the actual headline is Dad finds mutant 5-inch crisp in his cheese and onion Aldi snack.
Oh, you gotta get those keywords in there.
Yep. And then it says a mutant crisp has been discovered by a dad who plans to auction his find off for charity. It's just so bad. It's made the news. He found a crisp.
He's going to auction it off.
So Michael Langford thought he was dreaming when he pulled out the massive snack this week. The peckish 44-year-old had been craving a midnight snack and reached for a cheese and onion bag of snack-right crisps he bought from Aldi. It's the fact how serious they are about writing this. But one crisp unearthed from the packet just kept going and was almost the length of the packet. Michael told the Sun, so not even the Metro, they're just stealing news from the Sun. I remember the packet feeling particularly bulgy. I put my hand in the bag and clasped out the first crisp I could find. It was the first one to come out. It just kept going and going. The crisp's final measurements have been confirmed to be a respectable 6 inches. Which, for those of you who don't know, that's above the national average.
For crisp sizes, yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. He added, I couldn't believe my eyes. I thought to myself, we've got something unbelievable here. Friends and family now call it the mutant crisp. It's a bloody crisp. Like, it's not special. I'm sorry, but it isn't.
The mutant crisp.
It also says here, Michael plans to auction off the massive crisp to support the Ukrainian aid effort. Not to be rude, but I don't think it's going to help.
Yeah.
How much is he expecting to get from a big crisp?
I don't know.
Do you want to see how big this crisp is, Bradley?
I'd like to see how big this crisp is.
Do you want to see how shocked the man is in the photos?
How shocked is the man?
All right, I've sent it on Skype.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, it's a big crisp. So also says, Michael, an online shop owner in Poole, has decided to hang on to the crisp rather than satisfy his hunger. It's being kept in a safe place ahead of Michael plans to auction it off and give the proceeds to charities helping Ukraine refugees. Well, at least he has a good.
Yeah, he has good intentions. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a successful year for larger than usual food-based products. Back in August, 26-year-old Sam Lightfoot was lucky to find a 4-inch long hula hoop. It's an epidemic of big crisps. The crisp was 8 times the usual length and had only just about fit inside the packet. Proud Sam said he would keep it forever and hand it down through the family.
You know what? I think I'd do the same, to be honest, if I found a crisp that big.
Oh, but then it goes on to say that there was an even bigger one found last year. Meanwhile, an oven chip measuring 7.5 inches in length was also discovered last year. Frank Smith, 77, who found the supersized snack in June. Similarly to Sam, he decided it'd be far too hard to part with a special friend. Or find enough. He said, "I'm never going to eat it. I keep it in its own little space in the top shelf of the freezer. It's a prized possession now."
Oh God.
And that's it. That's the story.
Oh
yeah.
dear.
That was the best I could find, by the way.
Well, I enjoyed that. That was a good story.
I just liked it because it somehow made the news, and it's just a big crisp. Like if I've had a packet of crisps, I'm sure I've had a crisp that was like big, and I just haven't cared.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. That's your not yet titled news for this time.
Yeah. Until next year. But no, I enjoyed that. My throat is killing me because I'm ill and I'm not used to talking for this long. But
yeah,
no, that was fun.
that was fun.
Happy second birthday to the Daily Weekly.
Hip hip hooray!
Hip hip bloody hooray! Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for all the support, and we'll see you next year for the next anniversary.
Here's to the next year.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Bye.
Bye.